All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow here this morning, and I'm going to be talking to you on the subject of Zeitgeist. I've had over the months many people ask me what is my opinion on Zeitgeist. And, of course, I couldn't afford them too much of an opinion because I have not done the research, or neither have I watched the movie. But I'm here to give just a quick summary, and y'all going to excuse me if you hear me coughing a few times, but a quick summary, excuse me, about the particular movie itself. Now, you see, this is the type of stuff that I've been talking about over the years, where the religion of Christianity literally does not have a leg to stand upon. Because, see, what's happening is that all these particular different persuasions are now calling Christianity for what it really truly is. And of course, now the Christians are going to have to come clean. Your priest, your teachers, your theologian, your schools, whether they be in Europe or here in America, you got to answer this lady for what she's saying about this zeitgeist, because the truth is, everything that she has presented in reference to the paganism that is associated with Christianity is the flat out truth. Now, listen to me very closely before me and you start jumping to conclusions. However, this lady is totally wrong about the Yah of the Bible and the Messiah, Jesus the Christ, of this particular Bible. And she makes the mistake of trying to associate the paganism that Christianity has promoted with what the Bible is stating what the real true Messiah is about. And that's where she makes a mistake. Now, I'm going to go on record to say that she, just like the Christians, full well know what they were doing when they left out certain pertinent information that you need to know. So when she makes the mistake and she associates the pagan sun worship with the Messiah of this Bible and the God of this Bible, that's a vast mistake, because this Bible condemns everything that the religion of Christianity presents today. Now, that's why I say these Christian teachers, these Christian theologians, they all got to come clean, because you don't have a leg to stand on. You've been promoting this paganism. You've been promoting this Satanism. You've been promoting all this heathen worship in your religion all these years. And she got you. She literally got you. But she don't have people like us who know the Elohim or the God of this Bible. Because this Bible does not teach us to worship the sun. It does not teach us to celebrate Christmas nor Easter. And so you Christians, you need to answer her, because she flat out told the truth. Now, where she is lying, and I believe she is greatly informed of it too, is that the Jesus of this Bible. And let me quote you something real quick. Let's go to 1 Corinthians let's go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, and let's start at verse 1. But I'm getting to verse 4. All right? Because I want to tell you something here real quick. And I'm going to probably do another video associated with this particular video about Zeitgeist, and then Pastor Dow's personal opinion. That's the reason why I say you need to come out of these false religions. You need to come out of these false traditions, especially Christianity, because when these pagans start calling and telling the truth, where you get all of your holidays, where you get your religion and where it derives from, you don't have a leg to stand on. There's not one Christian that has a leg to stand on. And that's the reason why people are confused today. So they need a clear voice like me in order to bring the understanding and to wade through all the muck and mire in order to get to the truth. Now, this Bible speaks about a total different Jesus than the Jesus that Zeitgeist presents and the Jesus that Christianity presents. As a matter of fact, the Jesus that Zeitgeist presents and the Jesus that Christianity presents is the same person. But the Jesus that is spoken of in this book is totally different than the Jesus Zeitgeist and the Jesus Christianity presents. Did y'all hear me? Did y'all hear what I said? Are y'all getting this? Because you need order and perspective, and you need to understand this with clarity, very, very clear. Okay. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1 said, would to Yah could bear with me in my folly. Bear with me a little of my folly, and indeed bear with me. This is what Paul is saying, bear with me. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealous, for I espouse you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. But I fear lest by any means, here's the fear, lest as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety. And that's what the religion of Christianity has done. It has beguiled all of you out there who still profess to be Christians through subtleties. You got people that are so twisted, warped, and distort, they don't even know what they believe nowadays. So a lot of times, people, when they hear one or two truths, they just throw away everything. The problem is you're coming from the wrong perspective, the wrong religion, the wrong faith. That's the problem. And Pastor Dowell is presenting you the right perspective, the right faith. And that's just the truth, because what we're in is not a religion. It is the faith of Abraham. The problem is that you people not knowing how to connect the dots the right way. But I fear lest by any means, verse 3, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that's in Christ. And that's what Christianity has done. They have corrupted your minds, and now they can't fight against what this woman's presenting, because everything that is associated with Christianity, Zeitgeist told the truth about. But again, I say it again, she is wrong about the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ of this Bible. She is wrong about Yahweh, the Elohim of this book. And there's a difference between what Christianity presents and what Zeitgeist is presenting, because what they're presenting is both one and the same. But what we are presenting, according to what this book says, that's where she is wrong. And that's where Christianity is wrong. And that's where many of you have had your minds subtly beguiled by the serpent, just like Eve. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 4, and this is what I'm getting to. For if he cometh, hear that? For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus. That is what Christianity has done to 99.9% of you people who believe in the religion of Christianity. You have heard of another Jesus. And what Zeitgeist has done is presented to you the Jesus that Christianity preaches. Now I'm going to say it again. The Jesus that Christianity presents is not the same Jesus that is written of in this book. Because this book does not teach us sun worship. It does not teach us to repeal the 7-day Sabbath to go on the first day. It does not teach us to put up Christmas trees or to celebrate Christmas. It does not teach us. This book does not. It does not teach us to celebrate Easter. Matter of fact, it condemns sun worship. It condemns idolatry. It condemns all heathenistic and pagan worship, which Christianity has tied itself up in. And you people, I'm waiting to hear you Christians answer this woman, because she's calling you out. She ain't calling me out. She's calling you people out who have twisted, warped, distorted, and wrestled these scriptures to your own destruction. And I want to hear your rebuttal against her, because the truth is, none of you Christians out there can fight against what she's saying, because she's telling the truth. I'm telling you she's not telling the truth about the Elohim or the Yahweh of this Bible, which I believe that she full well knows. But see, that is the art of deception. Whenever you want to deceive people, you don't disclose everything. You give them certain information to lead them a certain way, to have them to perceive and believe certain things. But 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 4 said, but if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, whom we have not preached. See, Pastor Dowd does not preach the same Messiah that Christianity preaches. You don't believe me? Go check out my videos. Listen to me very closely. Totally different person, totally different than what you have been accustomed to hearing. Or if you receive another spirit, which we have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, you might well bear with him. And of course, you people want to bear with these people right here, because, believe it or not, she's telling the truth. But, the idea of the truth is not for you to say everything's a fraud, everything's a lie. No, but once you truly understand what the truth is, and you hear me, then you should do your due diligence rather than sitting on the fence. You should check me out to see if what I'm saying is so. And I know that many of you won't do that. You know the reason why you won't do that? because you're afraid that you may have a train wreck with the truth. And this is why I ask the question all the time. How do you think people in the world today would function if they live life without knowing history? I mean, if you live life without knowing history, how would you function? Well, I'll tell you exactly how you'll function. You would define truth under your own terms. People would base truth based on their opinions and the stuff that is presented to them. And of course, you would do all this without any influences of outside sources. And so, but you have to understand, you are not the Almighty himself. You don't know what the truth is. Every man is born in sin, shaped in iniquity, and we have a sin nature, regardless of whether you understand that or not. But think about this. If you knew history and you knew truth, do you understand how it would affect your thought pattern? And that's the reason why most people will not read this book. Because when you read this book, you can't come up with this pagan religion that was ushered in by Rome under the auspice of the Roman Catholic Church, which all the Protestant religions and all the Christian religions in the United States of America and the world has embraced and associated themselves with. That's the reason why I speak clear. And I tell you clearly what the truth is, so you can come out of her, my people. Because all these nations are eating of the fruit of lies that they have presented. And that's just the truth. I'll give you an example. Right here I have a book that Sister Cindy has. It's called The Dying Testimonies of the Saved and Unsaved. You hear that? Dying Testimonies of the Saved and Unsaved, written by S.D. Shaw. Now, this particular book right here was first published, and I will let you see it, what Cindy has highlighted. First published in 1898. You see that? 1898. First published. All right? Now, the reason why I'm telling you about this book is because this book gives you actual deathbed experiences of people who believe the real true Messiah of this book and the people who don't believe at all. You see, you're not going to see any modern day books written like this book, because if this thing was published in 1898, you have independent testimonies based over numerous amount of years that is compiled in this particular book that tell you about what happened to people who don't have any faith in the real true Messiah of the Hebrew Israelites today. And you're going to find out what they experienced. And all you people out there who say that there's no hereafter, all you people out there think that you're safe by not embracing the one true faith of the Israelites, you're going to find out that many of you are going to have some horrific experiences like this. But then it also has the experiences in here of those who do believe, and what they have experienced when they have given their whole entire life in servitude to the Father. And you know what? If you don't have the stomach for it, I wouldn't read it, because I don't think the average everyday American can handle what's written in this book. See, today we have hospitals that as soon as something wrong, the ambulance come out. It soaks you up and it puts you in the hospital, and the first thing it does is it ostracizes you from your family, especially those who have faith. They don't want you to get in there and start praying and doing all that, what they call quote-unquote nonsense. You see, but people, see, back then, they didn't have hospitals. People actually died at home. Today, they drug you up and they make you so numb and stuff, and you're pretty much a shell of a woman, shell of a man when you're laying there in that particular hospital room. You're so drugged up you don't know anything. You don't have anything. But see, way back then people had different experiences. And if some of you people want a reality check of the way that people used to believe and what happened to both those who believed and don't believe, I dare you to get this book and come face to face with this. You see, sometimes we like reading things that is going to confirm things that we already believe. We like reading things that's going to confirm, our energy against something that has hurt us or disappointed us in the past. But that's the reason why Pastor Dow keeps talking about this 7-day Sabbath, because the Yahweh Elohim of this book right here, the creator of the universe, says that the Sabbath day, the 7-day Sabbath, it is a sign. It's letting you clearly know who his people is. And I'm telling you right now that Christianity is not the way. Now, I know that there's some good-hearted people out there in that false religion of Christianity. And that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here to help wake you up. Take this Bible and smack you upside your head. Knock some conscience into you so you can really see what's going on. Because you need to wake up. Because the truth is, these Christian theologians and these Christian pastors, these Christian leaders, they can't answer this woman because everything that she's presenting in this Zeitgeist order, she's telling the truth. But again, I say it again, she is wrong about her perspective and persuasion of the Yahweh Elohim, the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ of this book. And she's making a grave mistake trying to associate the Jesus of Christianity with the Jesus of this book, or the Messiah of this particular book. And that's where she makes her mistake. And you ain't going to get too many people out there that want to talk to nobody, have a sit down, have a civil conversation over this, because I speak clear. And I tell you the flat out truth. Christianity's got something to answer. And that's just the truth. They're not about to give up Christmas because it's a money-making opportunity for the churches, and it's a money-making opportunity for the retail establishments of the world. So they're not about to stop all of this and tell you people the truth. That's why you have to do your own independent research, your own independent thinking, and you're going to have to use some self-government for once in your life, because Paul, the Apostle Saul of this book, warned us that there would be people coming to preach to you another Jesus. And that is what Christianity is all about. Christianity is associated in pagan Roman sun worship. Now, with that in mind, a lot of people make the mistake that they think that this sun worship, and in our society, we think everything began in Europea or Europe or in Rome. No, it didn't. Egypt or Mizraim were way before Rome. As a matter of fact, Rome learned their pagan customs, changed the names from the Egyptians, because they were the first dynasty. And that's where they learned it from. But, you know, here in the American, Anglo-Saxon, European persuasion and perspective of a worldview, you're only going to get so-called quote-unquote historians presented to you everything from a European viewpoint, because they don't want you to go all the way back to Egypt and really find out where all this stuff comes from. Everything did not originate in Rome. That's just the truth. The people up in Europe and stuff was dwelling in caves. And I know that many of you people will get offended and stuff like that. But check me out and see if what I'm saying is so. Don't sit there making a judgment, making an opinion about Pastor Dow, and you have not searched it out for yourself. So, Zeitgeist is wrong when it's talking about the Messiah of this book, because what I preach is the Messiah of this book, and Zeitgeist is wrong about that. But Zeitgeist is right about the Messiah, or the so-called Messiah or Jesus that Christianity preaches, because that one comes straight out of hell, pagan Rome. And that's just the truth. And that's the true straight way. And there ain't nothing that Christianity can do to fight against what she is saying. Now, what's amazing me is that Christianity knows the truth, and these theologians know the truth, but they ain't going to tell you people. Their job is to fleece you and deceive you, because they are under the influence of the Satan. And they ain't going to tell you the truth. It doesn't benefit them in this life to tell you the truth. And Zeitgeist is not going to present to tell you the truth, because they want to get the other side of the people who don't believe at all, because this is Satan's game, to not have any faith in nothing at all. So you get a Hebrew Israelite, somebody like me, standing up and shouting to the rooftop what the truth really is. Now all of a sudden, all mouths are stopped, and they all shut up then. And that's just the truth. Hey, check it out. You want to? Get this book if you got the stomach for it, if you want to know the truth about deathbed experiences of people who believe and people who don't believe. It's all right here. Remember, first published in 1898, meaning way before hospitals, way before all of this so-called testimonies of today. Hey, these people are telling you the truth and what happens with people who believe in the Hebrew Messiah, Jesus the Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, and it tells you about people who don't believe at all. The people who believe and live their life and pattern their life after the example of the King, they have a beautiful, beautiful testimony right there, even up to death. The people who don't believe, it is horrific as hell. And I'm telling you right now, it scares the little fire out of you. It scares the fire out of you. And I don't think most people got the intestinal fortitude nor the testicular fortitude to be able to handle a book like this, because it's going to flat out tell you the truth of what people believe a long time ago without the influence of modern day medical drugs to cover up all the pain and cover up all the things that is going on with people on the deathbed experience. Pastor Dow just tell you the truth straightway. So many of you ain't got no excuses. And that's all that's true. You ain't got no excuses. I'm presenting you the real true Yah and the real true Messiah of this book. And that is the truth. And there's the truth straightway. I hope you learned something. I hope you was encouraged today. And hey, I'll probably come back maybe a little bit later on, talk a little bit more on it. And that is my take. And I believe my take is a truthful take. Christianity is a lie. I didn't say the people who are in it, you're just deceived and you don't know it. And many of you won't even check out what you believe to see if it's so, because it's tradition. Hey, that's the same thing that Jesus had to fight against in his day, religious tradition. And it ain't going to stop until he comes. But I know one thing, and that is the truth. You better make sure you're right before the breath gets out of this body. And that is the truth. Have a good day.